So I would like to welcome everyone, and thanks to the many employees that we have today. We have 5 out of the 6 that are with us today to receive their 30-plus year certificate we have for them here in Williamson County, and it's really just cake and punch. So if you're not really, we have a nice gift for them, and that's the least we can do. We do also, I always try to do these so that I'm not the spokesman, I'm just the one getting it going. So if I could have Debbie and the judge come up. I know that, where's Debbie? She's here somewhere. There she is. And we're going to, and Judge, if you would come up. So we'll take them in the order of their different departments. I'm sure the judge and Debbie need to get back, but hopefully they can stay to listen to the other ones. The first one we have would be Carol Gray, and everybody knows Carol, but Carol, come on up. Debbie, I'm sure you and the judge can make up something good to say about Carol.
Well, you know, I can say it about Carol as well as I will say about the other 2 who will be coming forward, and I have a couple of other employees. But, you know, I have the best, and Carol and the other 2 and the other 2 here are among the best. And I can't ignore those people who are sitting at the office now who work with these girls because I have the best. They're all wonderful people, have been good to me, and we all work together, and that's what makes everything go round. So, Carol, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
When I'm presiding over a criminal court and Ms. Gray's in court with me, people think of me as the judge. But the truth of the matter is she's slipping me notes constantly and saying, well, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? and did you happen to see what happened over here? So, Carol Gray and the staff, all of the staff of Ms. Barrett's office really keep us straight and help us day in and day out, and they mean so much to us, and you mean so much to me, so congratulations.
Thank you.
So Carol, on behalf of the county, we have a certificate of appreciation. We also have a little card. There's no money in that. And we do have hopefully something that's timeless, just like you are. So would you like to say a few words?
No, I'll start crying.
Well, crying's not all bad.
Actually, I've really enjoyed working for the county for the past 30, soon be 31 years. Great people, like you say. We've got 30-something in our office. Girls are fun to work with. We work hard. But I've enjoyed working for the county. The county's been good.
And we've enjoyed you being with us all these years. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Don't go away. Don't go away. Here we go, Sue. How about Sue Lamb? Yeah, don't go away.
And what can anyone say about Sue? Sue keeps us all straight. And as I said about Carol and the whole group, I have wonderful people working for me. Sue is there early every morning, answering the phone, and you couldn't ask for better. I just have the best group of people working with me, and I appreciate every minute of it.
And I want to join Ms. Barrett and agree with her, Ms. Lamb. I don't see Ms. Lamb in court, but I see her when we go back for lunches. And she's always so gracious and kind, and we do appreciate everything you do. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sue, again, we've got you a certificate of appreciation and a card, and we also have for you a watch of your many years of service. And I'll highlight both of these. It's one of those familiar faces you see down there, but it's that mother face and makes us all feel so comfortable. Thank you for your many years of service. Anything you want to look to that little camera and say? Go ahead.
I appreciate the time I've been with the clerk's office. I appreciate the people that I work with. And the county is a good place to work. And I appreciate
How many years do you have?
Same as Carol, 31.
Did y'all start the same day?
We did.
Have you all never had a crossword between yourselves?
Downstairs, I'm upstairs.
We'll quit on that then. Thank you very much. Thank you, Judge and Debbie. Oh, wait a minute, we got one more. So Sherrie,
Okay. Sherrie, you know, everyone has to have someone who keeps them walking a straight line, and this be the person right here. When I'm not there, Sherrie is in charge, and in charge most of the time when I'm there anyway. But as all the others, I couldn't ask for better, and Sherrie has been wonderful. For the 20 years I have been aboard. Of course, I asked them a few minutes ago, and they were afraid to say anything any different. I said, so tell me now, have the last 20 years been your best or the 10 before? So you know what the answer was. But anyway, thank you all very much. Thank you, Sherrie.
Thank you, Debbie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll be brief. I call that number 790-5454, and I don't ever know who I'm going to get, so I just say, this is Jim Martin, I need help. And they're always there to help me, and we know that you're behind Ms. Barrett, and that anything we need, you'll always provide it for us, and we're grateful to you, Ms. Beard.
Thank you.
so we've got 90 years worth of service between these three. So did you start with the same time they did?
I started a month after they started. I started in February, they started in January. They saved the best for last.
So who? That's why you're still here. So who hired you?
Joe Herbert.
Joe Herbert? Joe Herbert? Both of you? You got a while to go. Joe did a lot. So on behalf of the county, I'll also give you the certificate, also a card and a watch. And thank you very, very much for your service that you've had here. And
Thank
look
you
for
very
many more years, too.
Yes, many more years.
Thank you.
As long as Miss Barrett will have me.
Thank you.
Thank
You want to
you.
say some things?
Just, I appreciate Miss Barrett keeping me. I'm thankful for the county for my 30 years.
So sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Let's do
Can I do this one?
Yeah. So we'll get Nancy and Ted up here. Nancy is the only, I think, Nancy Zahn is the only solid waste female director. No, there is another one, isn't there, in the county? The county solid waste department in the state of Tennessee.
They've acquired a few more over the years, but the facility that we have, I'm the only one that has all the components to it. So,
If I could just paint a picture for you all, just think that when Nancy goes to work, she's dealing with mostly males out on the street, but behind every good woman, there's a man. I've been waiting 25 years to say that because it always is the other way around. So Nancy, thank you for being here today, and let you say a few words about Ted.
thank you very much. I had some words I'd like to say, just kind of prepared, but listening to Ted and I were kind of chatting before everybody got here, and I got kind of tickled about a couple of things, so I'm going to shift gears a little bit. 30 years ago when he started, his father, in his infinite wisdom, said, "You won't last there 2 weeks." 30 years now. He also said that the director at the time didn't make a time card for him for 2 weeks, so evidently those two were conspiring together. But Ted, a lot of people might think he's my number 2 go-to guy, but Debbie expressed that you have somebody that's always going to keep the ship heading the right direction when you're not there. This is him. And I consider him the number 1 go-to person. And I routinely, if any of the other departments need something, I always tell them, the directors, just go straight to Ted, get the middleman out of the mix there. Ted has a superpower, and that is the ability to get the job done with all that he has to work with. He works around employee absences, he works around equipment breakdowns, and he works around inclement weather, and he has never once missed a deadline, never once. He works really hard, and he makes me look good. So, Ted, I'm very grateful for that. The county and solid waste department are very fortunate to have you. And you're an amazing operations manager. You're a great employee, and I am honored to call you friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I just like to say, like Carol and the rest, I've had a great time working for the county. I couldn't think of any place I'd rather have spent the last 30 years. I've had a good time. Nancy and I have worked together for over 20 years, and I've seen the department come a long ways, and I really appreciate the county, and I really appreciate this. Thank you.
So, Ted, we have a letter of appreciation, the card, and a mail watch for you. But I want to say one other thing also about Ted. I've had the opportunity to be around him and Nancy, and most people think of our solid waste division as one of those places, the last place you want to work in the world. Nancy and Ted make it enjoyable. We don't have a lot of turnover out there. A few of the drivers from time to time, they find a better job, and I get that. And I contribute that a lot to, I've always said leadership is the key regardless of what you do. But I hope you were watching when his granddaughter came up and touched his hand. He lost complete contact with Nancy. He lost complete contact with this audience. He was at ease. And grandchildren, I have 9 of them, and grandchildren know grandpas, and they're the good ones and the bad ones. And so you got to be a good grandpa and a good worker, and thank you for the many years of service that you have given us, Ted.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the last one we have today is Jill. Where's Jill? There she is, sitting there right in front of. Come on up, Jill. And Steve Martini. Many of you may not know Steve. Steve's been with us a year and a half, 2 years. He took over our 911 center when we were recrafting it and redesigning it. But today's about Jill. I've known Jill as long as I've been around the mayor, even as county commissioner, when she was downstairs of this building, and see her coming in and out. And she's always had a smile on her face, always does her job, and that's exactly what all of us have to do on a day-by-day basis. So, Jill, thank you. Steve, you want to say a few words?
In contrast to Nancy, I don't have a slew of men behind me. I have a slew of women behind and supporting, and Jill is a leader among those. Right, among those. And Jill has been doing this a long time. Just the face of technology for what we do has changed so much over the several years. So it's great to have a room full of 20 to 30-year-olds that are all dependent on the computer to tell them what to do, and then our technology messes up, and we all look to Jill and go, "Help! You know things. We just know how to make the technology know things." And Jill is that constant presence and that consistent presence. Also, what I know about Jill is everybody in the room knows Jill and whatever favorite dish she makes them, and it's almost like you're paired with that thing. Oh yeah, Jill, banana nut muffins. So it's really great. She's a fantastic addition to us and a leader among our group. So thank you, Jill.
And when I started, Bill Jorgensen was the director, and we went through the 2010 floods together, and whew, what a ride.
Who hired you originally?
I started out at the Sheriff's Department. Fleming Williams hired
Fleming
me.
Williams.
Yeah, and then in '93 we come to the basement, and then now we in the public safety building, all of us. Yeah.
So I want to thank you. A lot of times we don't really sometimes appreciate our 911 people. We only appreciate them when we pick up the phone and dial 911. And they're always there 24/7, 365. Crazy hours, crazy schedules, rain, sleet, or snow. We could not do it in any community, but our community particularly. And I know I get to hear the good news, but unfortunately we have some bad news. Sometimes we're not able to render first aid, but it all is triggered, every single bit of it, by our people in our 911. And Jill has done that faithfully for many years, and God bless you for the work you do, because you hear everything, the good, the bad, the dirty, on everyone, and from baby deliveries to saving people's lives. And there's just no way to say thank you, but I'm going to try. Appreciation, the card, and a watch that I hope works. Thank
My
you.
citizen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Did you want to say anything else? Yeah, if you would. And while we need all of you up here, and if you want individual photos, this will be on Channel 3 and the other channels that we're on, so you can tape it when you go home. When will it be up, crew?
We should have it in about a week.
Okay, and so if you'd like to have that, and I want to say to all of you for being here and saying thank you to all of these winners. Come on up, Carol. You all come up. You know what makes Williamson County great? We talk about it. We say it's our schools and the good jobs, but it's really about people. It's really about people, and so to each and every one of you, thank you for what you do. Also, I want to say thank you to the ladies that always do this without grumbling. They put the cakes together, they order, they do it all. And to both of you, Bethany and Oxlanda, thank you very much for organizing this and letting the rest of us enjoy the works of 30-year-old people. 30 years, not 30 years. I can tell you, Ted's not 30.